Welcome everyone to another Radio Free Cybertron Reviews. I'm your host Diecast, and today we have the Generation Toy Scrapper. So, here he is in package. This is I don't know if this is a test shot or a production sample, just because normally test shots do not come in a box. There's some warnings on here. Hobby fans, made in China, Weebio address, nice artwork on the packaging, and then what that is just a pull-off sleeve. So we'll pull that off. Here you can see the black box with just Generation Toy on the top and bottom. And then we're gonna slide the top off. Come on, open! Damn it, open! There we go. And here you have, inside, it comes with a nice poster that folds out. That shows you their Generation Toy, not Devastator. Really nice artwork. Really good job. Hold that back up. Then you also have the instruction booklet with a ton of steps. Just like turn here, turn this, now turn this, now turn this back the other way. So yeah, it's actually a lot simpler to transform than these instructions make it out to be. And inside the packaging, you can see there's some nice foam for storage. So, definitely a premium feel to the packaging when you're using that foam. Really like that. I wish more companies would do that, because it's a fine way to display your figure, or package your figure. Bring the camera down just a little bit, and here you have Scrapper in his vehicle mode. He is a front lifter. I think that's what it's called. Shovel truck, construction vehicle. And there are a lot of nice paint apps, a lot of nice details on it. Caution stickers on here all over. These black bits are a little strange. I'm not exactly sure what they're supposed to be, but I'm not that familiar with construction vehicles, so they may be on there, maybe when you go up the ladder to prevent someone from falling when they're getting in the cab. I don't know. But yeah, they don't really seem to... I would have been perfectly fine if they left these pieces off, because you'll see in other parts of the review, they just don't really do a whole lot. You can kind of push them back a little bit if you want. You just got to unclip the side right here, because there's a little tab right there, and then you can rotate this down and back if you choose, and then you can close up that ladder again, kind of get them out of the way a little bit more, but they don't move out of the way too much. There's just really, I don't know. They're there. I'm sure there might be a reason for them. But in all three modes, and you'll see, they kind of just seem to hang out or get in the way. So for size comparison, real quick, we'll bring him in with, this is, of course, is the Combiner Wars Scrapper. And you can see he's much bigger in vehicle mode. Try and stand these guys up. Get that on camera. Lift the camera up just a little bit. So, if you put him in front, you can barely even see the other guy. So let's go ahead and get right into transformation. Or before we do that, I'll just show off all the top, some gray paint applications, some black in here, some lights around the car, around the truck, on the back. This is the gun sticking out of the bottom, which could be an exhaust port, I guess. And there's an exhaust port up top. On the side, same sort of thing. And then on the front, not too much in the way of paint applications other than the lights up top there. But again, a really, really nice looking construction vehicle. Let's go ahead. I'm going to put him into foot mode first. That is the easiest one to get to. For foot mode, I'm going to untab these pieces on the side right there. That'll allow this to swing up. You can swing these up and then separate them. And then what they're going to do is fold in half and go back down to the bottom. That way these two peg holes are accessible. Then you can just clip these back in. And we're going to flip that little piece up, the exhaust, take this, flip these side pieces up, and bring this straight back and just peg it in on top. Just like that. Then this top piece opens up and flips down. Now we can come down to the legs, and on the legs here, just going to pull the arms out, rotate them to the back, just like so. And you're going to want to unclip the ladders, fold them around, close them back up. They'll peg in on the side. You can flip that ladder piece down. Same thing on the other side. Flip them around. Then on the arms, flip them down. And then you're going to bend them in. And there's going to be a peg right on the arm that'll peg into his chest. Get these gray pieces out of the way. Same thing on this side. Just going to peg that in right there on the chest. Then these pieces can rotate in. They just kind of fill in the back of the leg a little bit. These gray pieces, you can fold them up like that, or you can kind of fold them in like this. It doesn't matter. And again, they really don't have anywhere to go, so you just kind of fold them up and get them out of the way the best you can. Then to fold up these feet, what that does is just kind of fills in the back of the leg a little bit. Also, while we're back here, we're going to untab these side pieces, and that's just going to allow for the tilt. And we're going to come back to the front. The only thing we have left to do is just adjust the scoop, and it pegs in right on the front there. And you can put the leg up, and there you have Scraper. Is it Scraper? Yeah, Scraper. There you have Scraper in his leg mode. And for a size comparison, here he is with the Combiner Wars Devastator Scrapper. And then you can see the angle is about the same that they have. He is just a tad bit taller, just because this is where the leg clips in. So really they're about the same height, because his leg should be like that. So in my mind, this is going to be my masterpiece Devastator, and I really didn't think I needed a Devastator until another Devastator, because I have the Green Giant from Make Toys, till I saw this, because this just looks absolutely amazing and feels really nice in hand. Now, that doesn't mean it's a perfect figure, but it is far beyond my expectations personally of what I thought I was going to get. The wheels are rubber. Very, very hard, durable rubber, it looks like. And again, the connection port, which is very hard to flip up. I'm not even going to try. But you can see it uses this slot type system, which is how the legs, the upper part of the leg is going to slot in there. So, very nice design. The other thing that I like about this, and I don't know if it was an intentional or not, there is some additional posability in the leg, forward and just forward like that. So if he's running, he can kind of still have a stable stance. And like I said, I don't know if that's intentional. I don't know if it's supposed to be there or not supposed to be there. But it is there, and I think it might help with posability on the combiner figure. So let's go ahead and get him into robot mode, which is another mode I really like. I just just clip this top back on, kind of undo this back piece, and it tabs in there really good. So it's really secure. I definitely feel like he's more secure in leg mode than in robot mode. Unclip these sides. Flip this back up. And you can just leave them off to the top right now. And then these leg pieces on the side, just unpeg. The gun is pegged in back here in a couple different ways. Both these pegs on the feet, and then there's a peg in the crotch and a peg in the back part right here. And then with the handle out, you slot that in. There's that peg right there and that peg right there, which plug in. And then the feet hold everything in. It holds the feet together, holds everything pretty secure. So pretty nice weapon storage. Then we're just going to rotate that around. Split the legs. Close these panels up. Flip them back down. Close those panels up. And turn this right way, give you guys a better orientation what's going on here. Then these pieces, these gray pieces, flip down, and this is your swivel / tilt. Same thing on this side. And then we're just gonna straighten out the legs, which gives him this really strange bend at the legs. But it works fine. They do swivel all the way around. This one is a little bit loose compared to the other side. So your mileage may vary on that. I don't think every figure will be like that. And then these are on ball joints. I don't know why. They should have just slim this down a little bit because it does hit the waist piece. So if they could have just slimmed this down a little bit and just made it rotate out, it would have been a lot better, but it can't even fully rotate out because it hits this waist piece. So and these are just, these bits are a little bit looser than I would have liked. It's not too bad when you have him standing just by himself, but they are pretty loose. So just be aware that is there. Then we'll come up top to the hands here and the arms. The wheels slide down, and then you can just rotate these green pieces around and just have them hug the wheels. So once you get these wheels down, all you have to do is straighten out the arms. And now on the instructions, they say this black piece, which again, I don't know why it's there, goes right here. The problem with that is it limits his arm movement or elbow joint. So you can just angle it up just a tad, and that'll give him his full 90-degree bend at the elbow. Or alternatively, which if you open up this hand, put this around, you can swing this all the way around, and if you use that groove to where the piece clips in to hold in the hand, it'll sit right in there perfectly. So honestly, that's probably the best place for it. I'm really not crazy about these hands. These spring-loaded hands are, they seem really tight till you get to about that far, and then they're all loosey-goosey, rattly. This is probably the worst idea to have hands come out that I've ever seen. And also because you can look up here on this hand, the panel doesn't even sit in all the way. It clips in right here to that, but the whole panel won't stay clipped in the way it should. It just pops out. And what I'm afraid is going to happen is eventually this clip is going to weaken and you won't be able to clip it on at all. So I don't know that that's going to happen, but that would be my fear. This hand isn't as loose as the other one, but it's still not ideal. Definitely not ideal. And then, like I said, on this one, you just rotate this black piece all the way around, and it kind of holds that panel back. So, which is nice. And then the last thing we have to do is fix the scoop and the back here. The official transformation is this. Or this is the one that's in the instruction manual. Just like that. Then flip the head out. And I do have an alternate transformation, which we'll show off in a second, because that kind of just sticks out. I don't know, it's just a little bit high for me. What I like to do, and it doesn't affect the figure too much, so what I like to do, we'll pull this down, pull this scoop back down, and then just put that piece in between there. And this piece won't tab in, but you can angle this back and it sits right on top of it, so it does kind of hold it in place. And that makes his scoop sit just a tad bit lower. The only thing it adds is this sticks out just a little bit more and adds more of a gap. But from the front, I think it looks a little bit better just like that. So, as far as articulation goes, he has thigh swivel. He can go all the way back. He can go all the way forward if you have this flipped out almost 90 degrees. He does have this extra joint here due to transformation. Upper thigh swivel, 90 degrees. There is this panel too at the back which flips down. It's just so he can get his 90-degree elbow bend. The feet are on a hinge, so you have your outward, your inward, both the heel and the front of the foot can bend. Oh no, a little bit. So you can get him in some really nice poses. He does have a waist swivel. At the top here, his arm can go out. Shoot, that wheel came out of place. But if you do, yeah, see, That's the other thing about having this scoop out. It interferes with the arms a lot less. So you can get a lot more movement due to the scoop being out. So, same thing on this side. His hands do swivel around. His hand, all 4 fingers are molded together. Then his head is on a nice ball joint with very nice light piping. You can see it a little bit more when you angle his head down, just because this kind of blocks some of the light. But really nice. And as far as articulation, I think we've pretty much covered everything. We'll bring the Combiner Wars toy in to do a size comparison. So here is Scrapper with Scraper for the side by side comparison. And I really like the green on this guy. I really like the purple on this guy. He's just, I think all around, he's just an excellent figure. There are some little things like his waist piece right here. So he's not perfect, but I would definitely give him a strong 9 out of 10, and I can definitely recommend this figure. I'm so excited about getting a large Devastator that is going to be, you know, as decent as this figure appears to be. I can imagine this whole Devastator just being amazing. And I know the hands on the next version of this figure, or of, you know, the next guy in the line, is not going to have these spring out hands. So that's definitely going to be a plus. There he is, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.